school, and I graduated in 2022.
Why are you sleeping?
Yeah, so yeah, so
You already admitted I don't think you were sleeping at all. This is Alliance High School.
yes,
These students are really, really determined.
yes,
At the same time, you yourself, you set yourself at a very high bar because you had already been working and succeeding at Precious Blood Router.
sure,
So you had to do better than you did in the previous school.
yes.
Then you decided now that you don't want students to catch up with you instead. You decided to go for a master's.
No, no, not really. I
Of course,
think
yeah.
sometimes we as teachers, it is always our desire to make sure that we challenge our students. So sometimes, as we are challenging our students, we also need to challenge ourselves. Yeah. So there are so many limits that we need to surpass. Yeah. So we need to make sure that at least you progress yourself in a way. So for me, I thought doing masters, I will also be upgrading myself because of the love for music. I wanted to, the eager to learn. I wanted to learn and to be able to know more. And then out of that, I also wanted to be inspirational to my students, that my students will want to look at me as a role model. That my teacher, this was my high school teacher, he did masters, he did PhD, now he's a doctor. I want my students to emulate that there's education has no end. So you need to always, once you reach a certain level, you need to make sure that you start dreaming. You keep dreaming until you get to that highest level that you always wanted. So that is why I took that step of going for my master's. I did my master's at Kenyatta University. I graduated in 2022 by the grace of God. And then after that, now I now thought of pursuing PhD. I'd already, by the time I was getting admission here at the University of Florida in the US, I'd already gotten admission at Kenyatta University. So for a PhD program. Yeah, so
And it's not easy to get a PhD positions in Kenyatta University.
it
Normally, it's about 1 or 2 or 3 students doing PhD at a time.
yes, and of course you have to apply, and then you need to make sure that you get good grades. So through hard work, I had maintained good grades, very good grades that were actually exemplary, and that is how I was able to get admission to both schools. So I thought of now coming to the US, taking this other offer simply because I wanted to, not that Kenyatta University has any issues, but I wanted to expand my diversity, getting that international experience, and then being able to interact with students from other parts of the world. It will also be eye-opening. So that is why I took this opportunity to come to the University of Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm looking at you and I'm hearing you speak. I'm tempted to ask you because you are really inspired. You know, there's something in you that keeps on saying like I have to challenge myself and be better. And it's not only about you. You seem to want to carry other people with you. Most of the times, it looks like you want to carry the choir with you. When we were coming from the airport, we kept on talking about a choir that you lead in Florida. Tell us a little bit about that choir.
Yeah. So at the University of Florida, I direct an African choir that is referred to as Pazeni Sauti. Pazeni Sauti is Swahili. It simply means raise your voices. Yeah. So it's a program that had started some time back. So
What do you mean sometimes back and you've only been here less than a year? I mean,
there have been what I mean.
you can't stay without having a choir.
Yes, it's true. So it's a program that started a while back. So there are those ones that had come to do PhD before me, and the choir has been in existence for quite a number of years. So it's just that we've been having transitions whereby once some members graduate, then there are other new members that come in. So the leader that was there before me graduated, and now I took over. So and then there are
In your
students.
first year PhD already, wow,
Yeah.
that's already an accomplishment, right? I mean, maybe you don't look at it that way, but for me, I think it's already an accomplishment because if this is, you're already leading a choir, and of course, for the most part, you say it had been established.
Yeah.
But taking over leadership and directorship
Yeah.
within your first year in graduate school means somebody saw your talent, your commitment,
Yeah.
and your passion as well. I mean, at the same time, you are not even didn't even think about it so much because you believe that you can surmount any challenge. Right?
Yeah. So I want to thank God. You'll every time most of this part of the interview you'll keep saying me,
Thank
yeah,
God.
thank God. Because all these things is that by the grace of God. Sometimes you may be having the ability, but then this opportunities may not come your way. And then there are those ones that opportunities will keep knocking at their doors, but they do not have that ability. But I want to thank God that because he gave me the opportunity, he gave me the ability, and then the opportunities that have come. But then these opportunities don't just come easily. You need to prove yourself that you have the ability to do that. And it is through the achievements that I've been able to make while at Alliance High School, while during festivals with my church choirs. That's when, because when you go to the festival and your choir does well, there are people that see you. So slowly by
It's like a
slowly,
coach in soccer, coach in football.
exactly. Like right now,
When they win, they look for the coach.
exactly. Like right now, we can talk of very good players, yeah, like Cristiano Ronaldo, people yeah,
Have been soccer wizards.
exactly. So it's just that is the same thing in music. If you become outstanding, then people recognize you. And if people recognize you, they will want to support you. They will want to support your talent in every other way. So that is how.
Now, I think at this point I have to reveal to you all of my secrets. Actually, somebody told me about you before you came to the US.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Now you do, and some of these things are surprised my guests at the show. So in fact, when I was talking to Makobi and he told me it's Kim Tai, I said, which Kim Tai are you talking about? Is he coming from Kenya?
Yes.
That was my question. And he told me no.
Mm,
He's here. I said, how?
mm.
I said, but don't tell me, I'll find out for myself. So I actually heard a little bit about you before you came. And in fact, I had no idea you are now in the US. And so that's how it turned out. Like, I'm going to wait for this guy right from when he exits the gate.
Yeah, and I was so excited that I just landed, and when I was just exiting the airport, I meet up with you. That you've come, and it was just so good of you to come and pick me at the airport. It was so humbling.
Sure, it was very good of me, but I can tell you it's because of your work. It's because of your work that is out there that people can be able to see and say, like, oh, well, this is someone that you need to showcase their talent.
Yeah.
You need to promote them on the show because they have a lot of talent, and many of the time it's not about them. It's about other people.
Yeah.
It's about the choir. It's about God.
True.
It's about a certain mission that is unique to humanity, and very few people can do that,
Sure.
which is really commendable.
Yeah.
I wanted also to find out from your childhood, what is this thing that I know you said you got interested in music, but what is this motivating factor? It must have started from childhood. Is there a role model or something that made you like say, oh, okay, these are my work ethic and I have to abide by these values to succeed? What is that thing?
Maybe from my childhood, what I can say, although my greatest desire for music started mainly when I was in high school, but then during my lower levels of education, like primary school, on Sundays I would take time, and I used to be a passionate Christian, loving to go to church. So in church, I would play active roles, like now making presentations in church. So that's when I started slowly by slowly developing that passion for music. But then now this passion really increased now when I started interacting now with the subject itself, because as I mentioned previously, I didn't know. Like right now, with the coming up of the competency-based curriculum, the students are able to start engaging in music as a subject at an early age. During our times, music used to start at high school. Of course, previously, when Moi was the president, there was a time when it used to be at
But
primary
that's all
school.
promotion and music.
Yeah, and yes, and yeah, but then later on, there are a few things that changed, and then music was no longer at primary school. So I never
Even
knew.
many high schools stopped teaching music.
Many high schools stopped teaching music. Actually, yeah, even when I had that dream of wanting to go and pursue music. I sometimes, and that is a message out there, that sometimes you may be having a dream that you want to achieve, but then you'll get some different voices that will want to tell you that this, you're not able to do this. So I had people that told me that if you pursue music, there's very few schools that do music, so you may end up not getting a job simply because the job market is just very small for you. But I stuck with my dream. I knew that this is the course that I want to pursue. So that is why
One
I.
thing that I like about music and like art
Mhm.
is that it lasts forever.
Sure,
You
music
see,
is part of everything.
it's part of everything,
Yeah.
and then the music outlives generations.
Exactly, exactly.
The message remains for
True,
generations.
true,
I mean,
true.
I saw some of the presentations, from you and from your colleagues, about music, traditional music, contemporary music,
Yeah.
a fusion of the two and more. I mean, that simply tells the story of people's culture
Yeah.
over generations.
Sure, sure.
Until I saw the Anguka Nayo music, I mean, which is very, very recent, right?
Yes, yes.
It's simply really amazing that you people can be able to do this, and you are also actually promoting African culture.
Yes,
as
yes.
well.
Yeah. So especially now that we are here in the US, it's always good. We find it best to also promote our own music. As much as we sing the Western music, there's also need to promote. There's some very good music from back at home. They are very, very good composers, but little is known about them. So this is just a short way of or a small way of us making them be known. Like yesterday, I remember we were doing an item that was composed by the late Blasto. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah, so there are so many good composers out there good composers in Kenya, and little is known about them. So we are just laying a platform where we can promote some of their music, and if we're able to make their music known, then the whole world, beginning from the US, will start knowing the existence of some of these composers out there.
You're watching Diaspora Scholars TV. We are interviewing Kevin. He's a PhD student at the University of Florida. He's amazing. We are not done yet. Stay right here at DSTV. You want him to sing? He's been singing for the last 3 days, but we'll take a break and see whether he can be able to sing or not. Plus, I know he has family back home. We need him to speak directly on that camera to the family that is at home because it's been almost a year here. He'll also tell us some of his experiences here adjusting to the new culture. We'll be right back. I'm Daktari, and this is DSTV. Bwana, uko